The night was louder than usual. Wind pushed against old houses. Rain hit the ground like falling stones. It was the kind of storm that made even brave people close their doors and stay inside. But Daniel Ward, a human father and a small-town mechanic, was still awake. His workshop light was on, and he was fixing an old engine. He worked slowly, trying not to wake his daughter Mia, who was sleeping in the next room. Thunder shook the sky. Daniel looked at the window and sighed. Another long night, he said to himself. He heard something then. Not thunder. Not wind. It was a sharp metallic crash, followed by a strange weak sound, almost like someone crying. Daniel stopped working. He listened again. Crash, hiss, whimper. His heart began to beat faster. This sound did not belong to any animal he knew. It did not belong to a human either. He wiped his hands on his shirt and grabbed a flashlight. He stepped outside into the storm. Rain splashed onto his face. The cold wind cut through his clothes. But he walked forward, following the strange sound. Behind the workshop, near the trees, he saw something lying on the ground. A figure. Tall. Thin. Strange. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. The figure moved weakly. Its shoulder rose and fell. It was alive. He shined the flashlight closer. The light trembled in his hand. The figure was not human. Its skin was a pale silver blue. Its face had gentle lines but no eyebrows. Its hair flowed like soft threads of light. And its clothes were torn, burned at the edges, and covered in mud. But the strangest thing was what it held. In its arms was a glowing orb. Small. Round. Warm light pulsing inside it like a heartbeat. Daniel stepped closer, fighting against fear. The figure lifted its head. Two bright, shining eyes looked at him, full of pain, fear, and exhaustion. Please, the voice said softly. It was a woman's voice, weak and shaking. Help, me. Daniel froze. His mind screamed to run, to hide, to protect Mia. Helping an alien could bring trouble, big trouble. The government, the military, maybe even worse. But another part of him, the part that had lost his wife years ago, the part that cared for anyone who was hurt, could not walk away. He slowly bent down. Can you stand? He asked. She tried, but her legs gave out. Daniel caught her before she fell. The glowing orb moved in her arms. Daniel looked at it nervously. What is that? A bomb? The alien woman shook her head weakly. No, my child, please, hide me. Before Daniel could speak, thunder crashed again. A bright flash lit the sky. Daniel made a quick decision. All right. Come with me before anyone sees you. He put her arm over his shoulder and carried her inside the workshop. Inside, the warm light made her look even more fragile. Her skin had dark marks, burns and bruises. Daniel grabbed a blanket and wrapped it around her. His daughter Mia appeared at the doorway, rubbing her eyes. Dad? What's happening? She asked. Then she saw the alien woman and gasped. Daniel raised a hand. Mia, it's okay. She's hurt. We need to help her. The alien looked at Mia with gentle eyes. I mean no harm. I just need safety, only for a short time. Mia, only 10 years old, walked closer with innocent curiosity. Are you real? She whispered. You're beautiful. The alien woman smiled softly, even though she was in pain. My name is A.R. Lara. Daniel helped her sit on a chair. The orb glowed softly in her lap. What happened to you? Daniel asked. Your ship crash here? Is someone chasing you? A.R. Lara closed her eyes for a moment. Hunters, she whispered. They destroyed our ship, my husband, he sacrificed himself so I could escape. Her voice broke. They want my child, they will not stop. Daniel felt a heavy chill run through him. Why? What's so special about the orb? He asked. Lara touched the glowing sphere with shaking fingers. My child is still growing, inside this protection. He carries something rare, something powerful. An energy that can change war. Too many want to control it. She looked directly at Daniel. I beg you. Hide us. Just for one night. I will leave when I can walk. Daniel looked at Mia. Fear was in her eyes, but also trust. She knew her father always helped those in need. He took a deep breath. Fine. You stay here. Basement of the workshop. Nobody goes there. Relief washed over Lara's face. Thank you, human father. Daniel tightened the door locks and lowered the metal shutters. Rain hit the roof like angry fists. He felt like someone or something was coming. He made a bed out of blankets in the basement and helped Lara down slowly. The orb rested beside her, glowing like a small moon. Rest, Daniel said. We'll talk more in the morning. Lara nodded weakly, closing her eyes. Hours passed. The storm continued. Daniel couldn't sleep. Something kept pulling him back outside. A strange feeling in his chest. Like he was being watched. He grabbed the flashlight again and stepped out quietly. The night was colder now. The rain lighter. But something else filled the sky. Not clouds. Not stars. Lights. Small, sharp, fast-moving lights. They moved like they were searching, scanning, hunting. Daniel felt the hairs on his neck rise. One of the lights suddenly stopped above his workshop. It hovered. Silent. Watching. Daniel whispered under his breath. Oh no, they're already here. The storm was no longer the scariest thing in the night. Something far worse had arrived. Morning arrived slowly, like the world was afraid to open its eyes. Daniel hadn't slept. He sat near the workshop window, staring at the sky. The strange lights from last night were gone, but he knew what he saw. Those were not stars. Not planes. Not anything human. He kept thinking of one word. Hunters. Daniel walked downstairs to check on Lara. The basement was quiet, except for the gentle glow of the orb. Lara was awake, sitting against the wall, breathing slowly. Her skin looked a little better, but she was still weak. When she saw Daniel, she smiled faintly. You watched the sky, she said softly. You saw them. Daniel nodded. Yes. Lights. Searching. They know something fell here. Lara touched the orb with her long fingers. The surface of the sphere glowed brighter at her touch. They will find me soon, she whispered. They never stop. Daniel folded his arms, frustration growing inside him. Why? Why chase a wounded widow and an unborn child? What makes you so important? Lara looked down at the orb. Her voice became calm, almost like a mother singing to a baby. My child is a luminar born. In my world, that means he carries ancient light in his cells. A rare energy. A gift from old times. My husband had this gift too. Because of that, hunters wanted him, wanted us. Daniel didn't understand all of it, but he understood fear. He understood what it meant to run for your family. Mia's footsteps echoed on the stairs. She came down holding a hot bowl of soup she tried to cook herself. Dad said we should help you, she said shyly. So? I made this. Lara looked surprised. She took the bowl slowly, as if the kindness itself hurt. You are very gentle, young human, she said. Your heart shines. Mia sat beside her with bright eyes. Is your baby inside the orb? Like a space egg? Lara smiled. Yes. The orb keeps him safe until he is strong. The orb pulsed softly, as if answering. Mia touched it. It felt warm, like holding a sleeping kitten. But suddenly, The orb flickered, just once. A small crack of light flashed across the surface. Lara's face turned pale. No, not now. The energy is reacting. Daniel stepped forward quickly. What does that mean? The hunters, they can track energy waves. When the orb reacts, it sends a signal. They will feel it. Daniel felt his stomach twist. So they already know you're here? Lara nodded. The search begins. Later that afternoon, Daniel went outside to check the workshop area. He didn't want Mia or Lara to see his worry. The ground near the forest had deep, fresh marks, long three-toed footprints, pressed into the mud. Daniel crouched and touched one. Cold. Heavy. Not human. He heard a faint buzzing sound above him. He looked up quickly. A small floating sphere of metallic, with red scanning lights, hovered above the trees. A drone. Not human. Daniel ducked behind a tree as the drone scanned the ground. Its red beam ran over the footprints, then moved toward the workshop. Daniel's heart raced. They're scanning my house. The drone made a sharp beep. Then flew away. Daniel didn't waste a second. He ran back inside. Confrontation with fear. We need to move, Daniel said urgently as he entered the basement. A drone was here. It scanned everything. They know. Lara held the orb close. She tried to stand but her legs trembled. I am still weak, my injuries slow me. Daniel clenched his jaw. He was not a soldier. Not a hero. He fixed engines for a living. But this alien mother, and her unborn child, trusted him. And Mia looked at Lara like she was family now. No way he would abandon them. Listen, he said, forcing himself to stay calm. There's a tunnel under the workshop. Old mining tunnel. No one uses it now. We can hide there. Lara nodded slowly. Your kindness is dangerous, she whispered. For you, for your daughter. Daniel didn't hesitate. I'll take that danger. You didn't choose this. They forced you to run. Mia grabbed Lara's hand. We won't let them take your baby. For a moment, Lara's eyes filled with tears, silver tears that glowed faintly. The hunter arrives. Evening fell again, bringing long shadows across the yard. Daniel stepped outside to check the area one more time before moving Lara. That's when he saw the shape at the edge of the woods. Tall. Armored. Silent. An alien soldier. Black armor with glowing red lines. A visor that mirrored the stormy sky. A weapon on its arm that hummed with deadly quiet power. The hunter scanned the ground slowly. Then it stopped. Its visor turned directly toward Daniel. For a moment, the world felt frozen. The soldier lifted a circular device to its mouth. Target located, it said in a metallic voice. Send the strike team. The energy signature is confirmed. Daniel backed away slowly, breath shaking. More lights appeared in the clouds. Not like last night. These lights came down fast. Descending. Spreading out. Surrounding the area. He ran inside. End of Part 2 Suspense. Daniel slammed the door behind him. Mia. Lara. Now. Get into the tunnel. Lara tightened her hold on the orb. The light inside it grew brighter. The hunters were here. The storm was nothing compared to what was coming. And Daniel realized something. He wasn't just protecting a stranger. He was now standing between two worlds. The air inside the workshop felt tight and heavy. The ground shook as alien ships landed outside. The lights through the windows flashed red and white like lightning trapped in metal. Daniel locked the workshop door and turned to Lara. It's time. We go to the tunnel now. Lara tried to stand but her legs shook. The orb in her arms glowed brighter than ever, pulsing fast. Mia held AR Lara's hand and helped her move. They reached the old metal hatch in the back of the workshop. Daniel pulled it open. Dust and cold air rose up from the dark tunnel below. "You first," Daniel said to Mia. His voice was strong, but his hands trembled. Mia climbed down. AR Lara followed, holding the glowing orb close to her chest. Daniel was about to climb down too, when a heavy thud shook the door. Then another. Then a metallic voice. "Human! Open the door. You cannot protect her." Daniel looked at the hatch, then at the door, then at AR Lara. He made his decision. "You two go. Keep going through the tunnel. It opens near the river. Hide in the rocks." AR Lara's eyes widened. "No. You must come. You are not a fighter." "I don't have to win," Daniel said quietly. "I just have to stall them." Mia's voice rose in panic. "Dad! No! Come with us!" Daniel knelt beside her. He held her face gently, the way he used to when she cried as a baby. "Mia, you're my whole world. And right now, helping AR Lara is the right thing. I won't let anyone take her child." Tears streamed down Mia's cheeks. "Please don't leave us." Daniel kissed her forehead. "Go. I will follow. I promise." He closed the hatch before either of them could argue. Another heavy strike hit the door, this time bending the metal. Daniel picked up his old hunting rifle. It was nothing compared to alien armor, but it made him feel less helpless. He took a deep breath. "I'm just a mechanic," he whispered. "But today, that'll have to be enough." The confrontation. The door exploded inward, throwing sparks across the room. Smoke filled the air. Red laser lights cut through the smoke. 3 armored alien soldiers stepped inside. Their armor hummed like living machines. Their eyes glowed behind dark visors. Daniel raised the rifle. "Stop there," he shouted. The soldiers didn't stop. They advanced slowly, scanning the room. One of them spoke. "We do not wish to kill you, human. Move aside." Daniel fired a warning shot into the ceiling. The soldiers paused, not because of fear, but because of confusion. "Last warning," Daniel growled. "You take one more step, and I fight." The leader raised a hand and the other soldiers stopped. This one was taller. Stronger. His armor had silver marks, sign of a commander. He looked at Daniel with something like respect. "You protect her," the commander said. "A strange choice. She is not your kind." Daniel lowered the rifle slightly. "She's a mother," he said. "And her child is innocent. That's all that matters." For the first time, the commander hesitated. But then he lifted his weapon. "Move aside." Daniel gripped the rifle tighter. "No." The commander fired. Daniel dove behind a metal shelf as a blast hit the wall, melting it into liquid metal. The tunnel awakens. Below the workshop, AR Lara and Mia moved through the dark tunnel. The orb in AR Lara's arms grew brighter and brighter. Then it pulsed hard. AR Lara stumbled. "Something is wrong," she whispered. The orb cracked. A thin line of white light split across its surface. Mia gasped. "Is the baby coming out?" AR Lara nodded slowly. "Yes, but too early. The energy is unstable. It reacts to danger." Another crack. Another pulse. AR Lara fell to her knees. The orb floated out of her arms, glowing brighter than a lantern. Mia stepped back as the light filled the entire tunnel. "AR Lara! What's happening?" AR Lara closed her eyes and whispered. "My child is waking. And if he wakes in fear, the energy will explode." Back in the workshop. Daniel's cover was burning down. The aliens advanced again. He fired again, this time aiming at a soldier's visor. The bullet bounced off harmlessly. The second soldier aimed at Daniel, but the commander raised a hand. No. He stands with honor. I will handle him. The commander stepped forward. You are brave, human, he said. But bravery will not save you. He lifted his weapon. Daniel braced himself. But then the entire workshop floor shook. A deep humming sound echoed from below. The lights flickered. The commander turned his head slightly. The child is waking. Daniel felt a surge of hope. Lara's baby. Maybe that was the one thing the aliens feared. The commander lowered his weapon and spoke quickly into a device. All units, prepare for energy surge. The Luminar child is destabilizing. Daniel didn't understand, but he used the moment. He charged. He slammed into the commander with all his strength. The alien stumbled back, surprised more than hurt. Daniel swung his rifle like a club and struck the commander's helmet. Sparks flew. The commander growled and hit Daniel with the back of his hand. Daniel flew across the room and crashed into a tool bench. Pain exploded through his body. The commander stepped forward to finish him. But then, a beam of brilliant white light shot up through the floor. The entire workshop burst with glowing energy. The alien soldiers stepped back, shielding their visors. The commander whispered in shock. No, it cannot be. The child is choosing form. The child of light. The hatch under the workshop blew open. A column of white energy rose like a pillar. Daniel watched with wide eyes as a small figure floated up from the tunnel. A child. Not fully physical, not fully light. A small glowing being with gentle face, shining eyes, and a faint body made of energy. It hovered between Daniel and the alien commander. Mia climbed out of the tunnel, helping Lara climb behind her. Lara reached toward the glowing child with trembling hands. My son. The baby floated to her and rested against her chest. The commander dropped to one knee. He removed his helmet. Daniel was surprised, the alien commander's face was not harsh. It was older. Tired. Filled with something like awe. The child carries the ancient light, the commander said softly. No soldier may harm him. No empire may claim him. Lara steadied herself. Her voice was strong now. Then leave us. Let my child grow free. The commander stood. He looked at Daniel. You stood against us, with no weapon strong enough to win. Why? Daniel wiped blood from his mouth. Because sometimes, the right thing has to be done. Even if you're scared. Even if you're weak. You still do it. The commander nodded slowly. Humans are strange. But honorable. He raised his arm and signaled his soldiers. All units withdraw. The soldiers followed him out. Their ships lifted into the sky. Within moments, the night was quiet again. The final moment. Lara held her newborn child close. The baby glowed softly, peaceful. Mia hugged her father tightly, crying into his chest. You came back, she whispered. Daniel smiled weakly. I promised, didn't I? Lara approached them. You saved us, she said. You changed the path of destiny. Daniel looked at Mia, then at Lara, then at the glowing baby. Maybe destiny wanted us to meet, he said. Lara smiled, a warm, grateful smile. Then let us walk this new path together, as a family. The morning sun rose behind them. Soft light, not from storms or alien ships, but from hope. And in that moment, a simple human father had changed the fate of two worlds.